जी, सलाम वालेकुम।
Hello everyone, wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, and wonderful evening. So today we have the very honorable and grateful guest, whose name is Dr. Anand, and he is from of UK, United Kingdom. And let's go know about himself. So welcome to our guest. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Namaste. You okay?
Yes. How are you?
Very, very fine. Thank you very much. Fire away.
Okay.
Ask any question that you comes to your mind, your heart, anything.
Okay, Zabardast. Okay, so my first question, please tell me about yourself, our viewers.
Okay, I'm 76 years old, so I'll be short. I was born in India in a Hindu family in Hazaribagh. We lived in Patna, and then I did all my schooling in a Christian missionary school because my parents wanted me to know good English. Very disciplined there, boys' school only. Then I went to St. Stephen's, Delhi to do physics. After 2 years, I got fed up. I didn't like it at all. So I followed my heart, came back to Patna and did medicine. And I've enjoyed it all the time. I got married and came to England. My wife joined me with very tiny children. It was very hard time, winter, cold, but never mind. I worked in 6 hospitals doing 6 different specialty: eyes, skin, women's medicine, children's medicine, etc. Then I became a family doctor, which means you are out in the community because I didn't want, as a foreigner, to be stuck in the hospital. And I truly enjoyed it. I lived upstairs and worked downstairs, which is something no doctor does. And I promoted complementary therapies like acupuncture, homeopathy, rukia, meditation, yoga, so that the patients don't have to take tablets all the time. Then, when I retired, I joined Spice FM radio station where I enjoyed interviewing people, and where I'm sitting for 2 years through COVID. I would interview in English in the morning or sham ke waqt India, Pakistan se. I had the honor of doing an interview in which your president's wife, Arif Alvi's wife, was there. So all I have to say is, when you're brave, nothing keeps you apart. When your heart is strong and your iman is clear, whether you're Muslim, Hindu, girl, boy, English, it doesn't matter. So I've been in this country now 45 years, and I'm now a politician for 4 years. I haven't won, but I'm trying every time, every year, work harder. So that's me in 5 minutes. पूछिए.
Okay, Zabardast. And my second question on the screen, can you elaborate on Dr. Anand's journey in bridging communities, strong arts and culture over the past 35 years?
Okay. So right from the beginning, I know that arts, not just Pakistan, India, arts is beautiful. And as a child, I went with my Bengali. Bengalis are very musically interested, Indians and Pakistani, East Bengal and West Bengal. I went to my friend and somebody played a tune, and it was a film tune. And I said, "That's a nice film tune." He said, "No, it's in a rag." And then he showed me on a little instrument called banjo. You must have seen it, that Kavalis and all use. So on that, and from that moment, I got hooked into music. And I realized that music transcends everything because, there's only 7 notes. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Whether it's a Western instrument, Indian instrument. I can take a piano and play a Hindi song on it. I can take an Indian sarangi and play a Western tune on it. But language is not the same. For language, it's A, B, C, D, or Alif, Be, Pe, or Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha. They're all different. But musically, we are exactly the same. So I'll give you an example. I teach music in school to children. Sa, dha, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. And I ask English children, how are you feeling? Sad. They know nothing about India. They know nothing about music. They know nothing about, but they feel it. Ga, re, ga, pa, dha, pa, dha, sa, dha, pa, ga, re, sa. I'm feeling happy. So what you'll notice that music is universal. Language is not. Language developed in different areas. But somehow Music is connected to yoga and our chakras in the body. There's seven centers, there's seven colors, there are 7 days in a week, and there's seven notes. So that made me very, though I'm not from a musical family. So when I came to England, I started teaching in schools. I know very little, but more than the little child. So I used to teach music in schools. Then I got a guru from India who lived in my house. And the biggest thing I did was, apart from paying his fees to come and go, I paid for every lesson. I didn't take advantage. Because if you don't pay, you don't get. You have to put something in. So now we have a music teacher living here. So that's one part. And then I go to the Pakistani Cultural Society. I'll remind you, मैं भारत से हूँ और हिंदू हूँ, लेकिन उनके साथ 14 साल, 14 years. And in Muharram time, I said, I'll do something. They thought, what will a Hindu do? बेकस पे करम कीजिए सरकार मदीना. This is from movie Mughal Azam, but it's a nod to the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So if you try a little bit, you can reach out to anyone, anyone, anyone. It's all has to do, if your heart is clean and you have no bad motive, then people understand. People are not that stupid. You can fool them with words. No. They watch your face, they watch your eyes, they can see the pain. When I watch the news reader reads everything. Do so log mar gaye. As if it doesn't matter. It matters. One person dying is, in Islam, death of humanity. So, I believe in all these things actually. And I have promoted a lot of musicality here. And I started the Indian Association Northeast 3 months ago. And for this little country and with small Indian population, we had 750 people from Gujarat, Bengal, South India, Malayali. And, it opens people's eyes that we can sing together. India Pakistan is just an idea. मैं उर्दू में बोलूंगा, आप बिल्कुल समझ लोगी मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, मैं क्या खाता हूँ आप समझ लोगे. And खास करके people who are from Karachi, there are a lot of people from my state, Bihar. So it is so easy to cut across the barrier, and I love connecting people. So that is the beauty of arts and culture. It connects people at a very deep level.
Okay, amazing. All right. So my second question: how has the Asian Artist Network involved into Gurukul under Dr. Anand's leadership, and what impact has it had on the local community?
Okay, so my wife then said, let's start a Indian music group. I said, let's make it Asian, so Pakistanis and Bengalis also can be there. Boli theek hai. So I would take one rag, ni re ga re sa pa ma re ga re sa, aansu bhari hai nigahein mila, same notes, huh? So I would have friends, and by then email had happened. So I would say to someone, you play on the harmonium. Say to someone, sing this song. So I would find out. And actually, when you start something, you have to research a lot yourself. So I had to look and read and find out. And by then YouTube had come. So I would find all the songs and so on. But after 7 years, I thought, bahut hua, let's go to something better. So I rang my brother in Delhi, and his elder daughter was learning from a guru in Delhi. And he said, I can send my teacher. So I put an advert in Delhi. He applied, and with proper work permit, he came and stayed with us. He never paid a penny. We paid for his food, my house, insurance, car, telephone, everything, airfare, everything. And that lasted about, I think, 8 years as well. So I was every day, can you imagine, like Badshah Akbar? I'm sleeping upstairs, and 6 in the morning, somebody is learning the tabla. And then 6:30, somebody is learning a rag. So it's coming in the ear. In England, I'm sitting and listening to live classical music, Hindustani classical music. So, God helps. And then they couldn't come after that. But then I learned so much on radio. I would do a show just about music. And the English people enjoyed it. आपको example देता हूँ. एक गाना था, there was a song called I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. So it's about coal miners and how bad their life is. But the Indian film music director took it and made एक लड़की भीगी भागी सी. So do you see, it's the same notes, but in a very happy way. So, Indians, Pakistanis were used to celebrating, enjoying, and the English people like that. My friend runs an association called Gem Arts. Okay, Gateshead Ethnic Minority. It's the other side of the river, very close by. And one day I went there and I said to his uncle, कि यार, what's happened to our people? 70% of the audience is white. Where are our people making money? And in Urdu, I'll say, and then I'll translate to English. He said, भाई साहब, जब मैं कोई सामान दुकान में बेचता हूँ, हाथ का रंग नहीं देखता हूँ. What he's saying is whoever luck is good, they are here. Don't worry about the color of the skin. Don't worry if the Indian and Pakistanis are too busy. So, often people tell me things and it sinks in my head. Everyone is a guru. You are a guru. I haven't talked enough, but you have something quality that I want to steal from you. I have something that I can give you. So every human being. And the other thing I'd say to you, I like talking to young people. They keep me young. I've retired. I could just eat, get fat, and die quietly. No, I'm now free to do what my heart tells me, as long as I don't harm anybody. So culture is a very powerful thing. And India-Pakistan culture is identical. As I said, Karachi and Mumbai, exactly the same. There's a lot of Arabic music because the ships would come. Then I studied Harappa, Mohenjo-daro. I've been to Pakistan. Once I went with someone to make a film, and his visa expired, thank God. And he went away. So I had 10 days. In 10 days, made 3,000 Facebook friends in Lahore. So and I keep reminding you, I'm from India and I'm a Hindu. I went the next time for no reason. One fellow sponsored me and I went. Aurangzeb, uska naam hai, Aurangzeb Pal. And he used to call me Chachu. As in Sindhi people don't say Chacha, they say Chachu out of love. So we started a cattle farm in Tandolayar. I've got a hospital in Pakistan named after my Hindu parents. Because, life is about connecting, not about dividing. And sadly, India and Pakistan are apart, but let's learn to live together. Let's enjoy each other. Let's eat each other's food. I can tell you all the gullies of Lahore, food court, sitting upstairs. They sing the same songs. We are the same people. So culture is very powerful, and therefore I'm in culture. Another positive thing I'll tell you: if you play a musical instrument as a child, your brain expands, grows, the connections grow, and children who sing, children who play instruments, I'm not talking about noisy music. I'm talking about peaceful, quiet. It doesn't matter. It can be a naat, it can be a noha, it can be Western music. If you do that, your brain expands. And if you don't do that, you become smaller and smaller. That's what I feel.
All right. Could you share some insights into the role Dr. Anand has played in bringing our resident classical music teacher to Newcastle?
Yes. So the two teachers who were coming, husband and wife, after a while, they had more commitments in India. So I asked my brother to interview my other brother who was in Delhi to interview, and he interviewed. And there was a gentleman called Vijay Rajput, Dr. Vijay Rajput. So I spoke to him personally, and he was working for getting entertainment for the armed forces. A very nice job in Delhi. And I said, look, if you want to expand your world, come to UK. Come and live with me. I'll look after you for 6 months, a year, whatever, till you find your feet. And then we'll get you students. So my friend and I bought him a little car. And then he stayed in my house for 10 months. Then the Hindu temple priest kept him for a couple of months. And by then he had enough students. So he was a free agent. And then he applied for British nationality, Dr. Vijay Rajput. So a very decent man. He is also not from music family. And he was living with his Nana and Nani in Meerut, though they are from Delhi. And he used to sing songs. And everyone used to give him money. In our Punjabi type culture, paise guma ke, they put it there. So he used to get a lot of money. One day, he was singing on a stage in Delhi at the age of 7. And a man with a scooter stopped and looked. When he went home, he said to him, "Arey, tu gata bhi hai, that's the father." And the fellow was scared he'll get scolded. He took him and got him a suit. So when he was more confident, he used to go to Pune. It's a long way to go from Delhi to Pune, next to Mumbai, Bombay. And he used to go to Bhimsen Joshi. And the man taught him for free. A good ustad and a good student, they don't charge money. And he's among the very few people. And now he goes with the head of music to India, a white guy, Professor David Clark, and goes and wins awards and comes back. Because he didn't just come here and say, "Ab ho gaya," because he has to be constantly learning at a higher level. So Dr. Vijay Rajput is now a resident musician. I don't think there are many in this country who don't come on visa. They live here permanently. He's about 5 miles from my home, Dr. Vijay Rajput.
Okay. So, in what ways does Dr. Anar's work transcend barriers of caste, creed, religion, status, and nationality, particularly in promoting culture and humanity?
Okay. So let's look at music first. Whether there's a bhikhari or a poor man singing at the railway station or the top artist, they're both singing music, isn't it? And I'll tell you a little story about Naushad. Have you heard of Naushad, the most famous Indian music director who made Mughal Azam and all that? So he, from a very strict Muslim family, his father didn't like that he was learning music and said, "या तो आप हमारा हमसे विरासत लो या आप मौसीकी करो." वो बोला मुझे कुछ पैसे दे दो, I'm going. He took some money, went to Mumbai to some gurus to learn. Somebody picked his pocket in the tram, so, so he had to walk 17 kilometers every day to his guru and come back. And that went on for a long time. And then he became a great musician. So, music also teaches you discipline. Music teaches you that humans are the same. Music teaches you that whether it's a beggar singing or some rich man, it's the quality of the music that matters. Can you hear me? Your face is gone. Yes, you're back. So he inspires me. And, music is not an end in itself for money or power or fame. You do it because your mind calms down. I actually had a machine called Mind Mirror. It puts leads on the head. And when you sing, the two sides of the brain come in unison. Like your father and mother, they get on together, left brain, right brain. But if they don't get on, you're thinking one thing, saying something else, believing something else, acting the third, then you're a broken person. But like laser, if your thought, word, action match, then you'll get further. Sometimes it will be difficult. Will people say, "Apne ko kya samajhte ho," and all that kind of thing. But if you learn, you learn, you learn. So music has taught me to be a bit more disciplined. That people are the same, whatever the caste, religion, creed. Ab Nusrat Fateh Ali, where will you find a greater singer? You tell me. Who in the world can copy him? Not because he's Muslim, not because he's Pakistani, because he's a total music fan. Total. For him, music is the food of the soul. Ruh ki raza hai. So, when you think of that. But if you know a little bit, and if you just sing film song, "Ha ji, bada acha tha," you're wasting your time. So I don't believe in entertainment. I believe in edutainment. Means you're being entertained, but you're learning. Like we are enjoying talking, right? But you're learning something, I'm learning something. It's called edutainment. Next question, please.
Okay, so could you provide details about the meeting organized between the Indian High Commissioner and the local community and its subsequent influence on the establishment of the Indian Association Northeast?
Okay. In February, my friend Minu Malhotra, who was my patient also, I know him very well, very, very successful businessman. He says the Indian High Commissioner is coming to Newcastle. Newcastle is a very small city, like Pind. It's a big Pind with a small population, which is nice. I like it like that. He's coming, and can you get together people? So I collected people who are in the music field from South India. I had Muslims there, I had Hindus there, I had rich businessmen there, I had a poor student there. So I tried to make it very wide, and we had about 30 people there. And the Indian High Commissioner from Birmingham and the Indian High Commissioner from London, very powerful people, they had come, and I liked it. So I thought I made a list. I kept inviting all these people and adding more people. My rule is I invite you to 3 meetings. If you don't come out of the group, out of the WhatsApp group, you have to be bold and brave. People say, "Hey, mere ko nikal diya." So what? If you're not bothered, why should I keep telling you? Because the more people are there, the more they'll give you ideas. And they won't contribute anything, they just nitpick. So over time, by about, say, April, we had constituted and they elected me as the chairman because I've been around a long time. I'm connected. I know a lot of people. And then we had about 11 meetings. and we had about 11 trustees. And we said it's a trustee type of meeting, not members. Members say, take 50 pounds, I'm a member. But they know nothing about arts. There's so many people I had to say, excuse me, can you tell me 5 things you've done in the region for arts, not for Hindu temple, for arts, purely arts? Can you sing? Can you dance? Do you always go to the meeting? I mean, I know these people. And then I said, no, you can't be in the group. So it's a trustee only group, Indian Association Northeast. And we managed to raise money very quickly because it was going to be a wet day. So we had to be inside. So the banqueting hall of the civic center is like in India, corporation, municipal corporation, where the town mayor and all that sits. So there's a huge banqueting hall, and people came together. We had a young lad of 40, and he does events. We have people who have been collecting money in the rich families. I said, you're in charge of finances. We've got an accountant who's a treasurer. We have a lawyer who's looking after the whole thing. Because I know these people, automatically God sends them together. I don't say, oh, let's find a lawyer, let's advertise. No, no, they'll automatically come together. And we're like a family. Sometimes you quarrel, sometimes you don't. But we had a great event. For the first time, an Indian event. There were 14 Lord Lieutenant mayors of different cities, 14 like that. We had 75 artists. We thought the show would be 2 hours. We started with drums and real shor sharabba. And so there were about 8 big drums. Big, I mean, bigger than the person, huge drums. And then there were kettle drums, that kind. And then there were little people playing cymbals, the little ting, 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 ting. And then the flag raising. I said, we want somebody who's Indian. We can't have an Englishman raising our flag. So there was a lady aged 90, and she raised the flag. And the children made sure it didn't touch the ground. So they were under the. It was very emotional. I mean, we got tears in our eyes. I made a short speech. Then we went inside, and the hall was packed with 750 people. But we all helped each other, all. And so there were Gujaratis, Marathis, Bengalis, Bihari, UP, from every state. So I know these people. I go to their food, so Marathi food event, I go there. If there's a Punjabi Virsa, Pangra, I go there. So all of them were combined, and we had a great, great, great event. The head of the army, the head of Air Force, the head of Navy, they came. The police head came for the northern region. My friend Amar Mirza, who's um, a Lord Lieutenant, he's a colonel. He came. An English colonel came. Lots of people came. I had 2 very close Pakistani friends who came. They said, I've never seen an Indian flag go up. I said, it's about rejoicing. Come. So I go first and then they follow. The idea is, if I want people to connect, I don't want to sit here and people will come. They won't. So I reach out, I reach out, I reach out. So again, and the consequence, every Wednesday I'm at the Pakistani Culture Society. So we sing songs, we talk about mazhab, politics, whatever. And it is my turn to do the feast. So there's one person who makes the food. I've given him money, and then I'll make a short speech, and then we chat about that. It just brings people together. And I don't mind whether they're Hindus or Muslims. It's the arts I'm interested in. I mean, if you want to do Qawwali, obviously you'll go to a Pakistani. The best qawwals are in Pakistan. If you want to do a bhajan, you'll go to India. So it depends where the product is. And it really was a great, great, great event. And we like doing these kind of events where we mix Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis. You know, the next generation, Bengalis and Pakistanis, they get on perfect. They're not bothered. They don't want to know what happened at that time in grandfather's generation. They just like your generation. You don't know what partition was. And why should we keep telling you it was bad, it was this happened? Why? If you get on with an Indian girl who's your best friend in Bombay or Calcutta, good. You know, children are very innocent. They're वो गाना है ना बच्चे मन के सच्चे. They're born, they can't see black. I've got so many English children who have jet black friends. They can't see the color. They are very innocent. They're pure. Go on.
Okay. So, could you share us more about the ABC Awards function and why you believe Dr. Anna should be honored in the third sector category?
I someone suggested it that I should be honored because for the first time I've got all the Indians together. I mean, there are Punjabi associations, there are Bengali associations, there are Marathi associations, there are Sikh associations. But how about bringing it all together? So my namesake, my nickname is Minu. By the way, that's my mother. That's me and my mother when I was age 2 in the studio photograph. So Minu is my name. So Minu said, "I'll propose your name." He said, "Go ahead." I said, "Go ahead. If I get it, fine. If I don't, it's fine. It's only a piece of paper." I got an award 2 years ago for equality and diversity. Diversity मतलब हिंदू भी हैं, मुसलमान भी हैं, पाकिस्तानी भी हैं, इंडियन भी हैं, बच्चे भी हैं. So without he said, let's go for this. So let's see what happens. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't bother me. It just doesn't bother me. That way, I'm not bothered about results. You do the good stuff, good things will happen. You don't have to say, "Arey, mere ko nahi jitaya." How does it matter? And if you're unhappy about something, it makes you unhappy. Being a doctor, I understand how important it is to be grateful, to be Allah मियाँ को just say thank you. जो भी दे रहे हो, thank you. गरीब है वो भी जिंदा तो है ना, बीमार मरे नहीं ना. To be grateful is a very positive thing. You'll find older people in the village. They're so peaceful. They don't read the news. They're not in Ukraine, the floods. जो भी है ठीक है. जो भी है ठीक है. My mother used to say, "So to hai." Means it is like that. Man, why are you complaining? So in our family, anything goes bad or good, we say, "So to hai." Let it be. Ke sara sara.
Okay. So, would you like to give the advice with our audience?
Yes. I'm glad you switched the sound. You got a little sister or a grandchild making bah noise. I love children. The advice is don't be narrow minded. Don't let your parents, your teachers, your religion, whatever, your books make you small minded. Just open up. Because if I'm confident as a Hindu, I can sit with the Pakistanis and not worry, oh, kal main Musalman ho jaunga. No, it's like this. If you're happy with your father and mother, then your mother will say, our father will send you to uncle's house for 2 months. Nothing will happen. But if you're scared, अरे वहां जाएगी, उसके तौर तरीके अलग हैं, something different. So once you're confident in whatever you're doing, so read a lot. I mean, it's so easy now with Google, Chat GPT, and don't just entertain yourself with silly things. Oh, एक photo डाल दिया, लड़का है ऊपर से. That all doesn't pay. Be hungry for knowledge. Knowledge is all. Knowledge and communication. And don't keep the knowledge. Give it out. Give it out. The more you give, the more you'll get. You know, God watches you. If you're giving knowledge, more will come. More ideas will come. New ideas will come. I mean, at my age, very many people about 20 years younger look older than me. And medically, your every cell is affected by how you think. Every single of the 30 trillion or whatever the number is cells are affected by your thoughts. So think positive. If somebody hurts you, जाने दो, let it be. उनकी मर्जी, अल्लाह की मर्जी है. So don't groom bad feelings. Let it be. I mean, I'm now ready, and I'm going to a Persian meal at 6 o'clock with an Englishman and a English Indian-born chap from here in a Persian restaurant. But the first thing I'll do a Facebook live of the shop to promote them. It doesn't cost anything, but I'm promoting business, mixing with people, meeting Iranian, Persian people. So learn to be happy and peaceful and gracious. Jo khuda ne diya, thank you. Jo bhi diya, jo bhi, whatever the situation is, उसमें कुछ बरकत होगी. I believe that. I truly believe that.
Okay, so as we bring our conversation to a close, it's truly inspiring to hear about Dr. Anar's journey and the transformative effects of his efforts on our community. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Anar. Thank you so much for joining us. And today we watch a video and I make this video.
Thank you very much. It was an honor and a pleasure to meet someone so young and bright. Thank you. God
You're
bless you.
you're most welcome. Okay, Allah Hafiz.